Welcome, David.
Okay, thank
David,
you.
you're going to talk to us about KidCoin?
I am.
All right, giving a big hand.
Thank you very much. I've heard in the green room that the sound isn't great. So can everybody hear me okay? Pretty good? In the back? Yes? Okay, good. So I'm David Houle. I'm a globally known futurist. I spent the last 15 years traveling around the world, all six continents, talking about the future. And the reason I'm here is because of this, because I am a board of advisors and the chief brand officer of KidCoin. And KidCoin is what it says, improving financial literacy from cradle through college. So we're creating a token currency, a token, if you will, that will integrate all of the structure of education globally, starting with kids and parents, teaching them literacy, and then also to enhance with colleges, getting payment through tokens. So this is a larger and ever-growing ecosystem. And the ecosystem really about education, financial literacy, paying for college, paying for schools. So the reason I put this up here so I don't have to talk about myself is that as I'm about ready to introduce Galia, who's going to talk about the future of money, that's what I get asked. When I do Fortune 500 retreats, when I give talks to rooms this big of CEOs all around the world, what's the future of money? Will there be cash? Is it all going to plastic? And of course, in the last year and a half, is it going to be cryptocurrency? And one of the things that I've started to realize, and I talk to big financial firms like PwC and hedge funds in New York, is that in the next 5 to 7 years, my estimation, there's going to be a major financial, I don't want to say meltdown or collapse, but the last 50 years of the world has been based on debt. Before that, it was based on money. And there's $270 trillion of debt, a lot of it unsecured in the world going on. And I think that cryptocurrencies are coming up right at the time. All of them won't succeed. A lot of them will, just like Internet 1.0. And I was there at the beginning of cable. I helped launch MTV, as you see, Nickelodeon, VH1, CNN. And it's those that add value, that address problems, that create communities that didn't exist before. So I think in the early 20s, when there's going to be a lot of disruption because of generational change in energy, transportation, all of this is happening simultaneously, and the current financial structures are not prepared to deal with it. Just in the United States, with what's going on with the stock market and the Fed raising interest rates, they're out of their bag of tricks if something bad happens. So as we, a community in cryptocurrency, come to maturity, literally in 2 years, we may well be the alternative. All of a sudden, we may be the main stage, rather than this interesting thing that's creating a lot of information that we don't know we can trust. Because as most of you know, we're coming up against the vested interests, and the vested interests are now starting to go into the space. I just got a couple of newsletters. Some major economic conferences just concluded yesterday on the West Coast, and they're all talking about making cryptocurrencies an asset. And these are mainstream economists. So the thing about KidCoin I want to briefly say is that we're a hybrid digital wallet. We feature all these things. We want to create a peer-to-peer, person-to-person funding, friends and family. Johnny got an A, give him a KidCoin. We like these teachers. I don't know if you follow the United States, there's going to be massive teacher demonstrations the rest of this year. They're underpaid. Parents can help pay teachers. We have micro scholarships and micro awards. Vetted digital marketplace, secondary, P2P market, and an education savings advice. And the reason I like this, having seen cable from its infancy to its maturity and the internet to its current relative maturity since the 1990s, is that as you go to market, if you can increase the scale of those that participate, you will succeed. So we see going forward, there's lots of institutions, whether they're financial, corporate, B2C, that like to take the position, we support education. We'll help pay your kids through college. We want to reward high achievers who are students. And so we see even large corporations coming in to support KidCoin. So we'll have an ever-growing ecosystem of people who will come to this token and then support its increase across the board with all the constituents. And I just want to leave, we've always said it takes a village. That's really something that's probably common to most of the people in the room, particularly for ICOs. You're trying to create a community. Well, we're trying to create the community around education globally, starting with financial literacy for kids. If you think about it, I've called them the digital natives, those born since 1998. So this is the generation that's in K through 12 around the world, and they are digital natives. So for them, it's the first generation who, through education, will believe, well, digital currency, everything else I have is digital, why not digital currency? So starting with the children, with the kids, we hope to create a whole new generation that basically has grown up with digital currency. Everything else in their life is digital. So with that, I want to quickly pivot. The woman you're about to hear is going to talk about the future of money. And that's the biggest umbrella for this whole conference. What is the future of money, and what role does cryptocurrencies play? So I was fortunate enough to give 3 TED Talks, and this lady who's coming out, Galia, has done a TED Talk that I hope all of you have seen. It's really inspirational. So with that, I'd like to introduce Galia. Or have you introduced Galia?
That's quite all right.
It's your honor, too. Thank you very much, by the way.
Thank you.